Hey y'all, it's your girl Zoe, and we're doing another Sims 4 video. Yet again, we're doing a tiny home build. This time, it's technically a micro home that sleeps 4 Sims. Yes, this only has 32 tiles in this build, and it sleeps 4 Sims. So you're gonna get all those extra micro home perks. And I try to utilize all the tiny living stuff pack items in this build, and I'm really proud of myself of the end result. Like, I landscaped as much as I could. So I hope you enjoyed my tiny home build. So let's get right into the tour and the speed build. Alrighty, so you can see that I started with the base game doors first because I did the layout right before the Tiny Living Stuff Pack actually came out. So when I did download the Tiny Living Stuff Pack, I used the doors that came with it and actually fit perfect with the windows that I pre-built. So with the Tiny Living Stuff Pack, you actually get a new residential lot, which is called Tiny Home Residential. And because I only placed 32 tiles, I got tier 3 perks. So that was really cool. So I'm just mapping out the layout, and I'm trying to use all the Tiny Living stuff that comes with it. And in this part of the house, I'm going to do like a beige and black color scheme, and I'm just kind of figuring out what exact items I'm going to put in this part of the house. But what I love about some of these items is that they're multi-use. So you see that TV right there? It's not just a TV. It's also a bookcase, and it's also a stereo, which y'all probably already know. Wow. But yeah, that's just one of the really big things that I love about this pack, because it just... oh, that's a really cool feature. Planning out the kitchen area, I'm still going with the beige and black color scheme. So the cabinets and the countertops will be beige, and then the appliances will be black, as you can see. And your Sims are still able to use that kitchen. They will prepare everything on the corner counter. Just make sure you don't clutter a lot of items, so they're still able to use that corner counter. And so this is where it gets really interesting. I'm building a 1x1 bathroom, so props to Sim Arky, which I'll link her video down below, which she's the kind of creator of this 1x1 bathroom for the tiny builds. So if you want to learn how to do it, go click her video that I'll link down below, and you can see. I am using the toilet and the sink that comes from the Tiny Living Stuff Pack, so your Sims are able to wash your hands still, because I already tested it out. So yes, your Sims can use it, and they'll also clean their dishes in that sink as well. You do have to have the university shower, but just in case if you don't, I did build a outdoor shower in the backyard, which you'll see in the tour later on. So going beside the desk, I put the drawer. You could also put another drawer to kind of make it symmetrical, but what I did is I sized down the new bookcase to make it like a tier storage area, and I thought it was cute, and your Sims are still able to use it, surprisingly. So I'm just putting last minute decorations. I ended up not using that end table. Instead I used the ottoman, but I did have to size the ottoman down so your Sims is able to get in that corner and actually use the bureau. And then I'm using the rug also that comes with Tiny Living, and there's a lot of good swatches. A lot of this stuff you could use in other builds. And also these pictures, you get so many picture options. And I'm just going to use the leaf green ones just because I thought that was the only one that kind of brought in the black and beige color scheme. I couldn't use the Tiny Living mirror though, because it's just placed way too high. So I just used that base game full-length mirror instead. So that wrapped up the first part of the house. So this is the second part of the house, which is like the second micro home. And I was going to go with the same type of layout, but just different colors. But I didn't like it. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be boring and just copy and paste one home to the other home. I wanted like a new layout. So you'll see me try to like figure out exactly where I was going to place the new items at. So I ended up putting the 1x1 bathroom in this corner here. And again, if you don't have the university shower, I will build a outside shower area so you can put a base game shower head on this lot, so your Sims, you know, will be able to have a shower. So here's me trying to like figure out where to exactly put in the items. So I end up putting the Murphy bed on this side of the lot, and I really liked the placement of this because it kind of gave a barrier between the living room and then the bathroom and kitchen, because I didn't want to actually put walls, so like, you know, it looked closed off. So I thought that was a great idea on my part. So now I'm putting the kitchen appliances, and then I noticed I put my stove beside my fridge. And we all know, if you watch Plumbella Mom has told her many times before, you cannot have your fridge beside your oven because it will make the fridge work twice as hard.
Like, do not be putting your cookers next to your fridges, because then your fridge has to work extra hard to fight the warmth of your cooker.
I'm being very cautious about Plumbella saying I put a wall divider just so the fridge wouldn't work as hard being beside the oven. And as I finish up the kitchen, I don't know, it just looked closed off. It looked dark. So I put a light in the bathroom, and it just still, it looked really closed off. So I had to delete that wall, and I was like, you know what? Plumbella's mom might not like this, and it might not be Plumbella approved, but the fridge is just going to have to be beside the oven, and we're just going to have to call it a day because I needed that full natural light coming through that window. So sorry, Plumbella's mom, you would not approve this build.
What is this?
But you know what? This is a micro build, and the micro build is actually a tier 3 tiny home living perk. Our electricity bill might not even be that high anyways, so I think the fridge can work a little extra harder in this particular home right here. Like, Plumbella's mom, don't worry, everything will be fine. So in this little area, you could put an ottoman or like an end table. I ended up putting the lamp that came with Tiny Living, and I just felt like it brightened up the kitchen just enough so it doesn't look too dark. And the layout is pretty much done. I, once again, love this stuff pack. I love the swatches. I love the items. I love the gameplay aspect with the tiny residential lot trait that we got. I love this pack so much, and I'm so glad that we got this pack. So props to the Sim team for giving us a high quality stuff pack. Like, thank you. So this about wraps up my speed build, so just stay tuned for my tour builds. Beginning the tour, this is the front of the tiny twin homes. As you can see, I did a lot of landscaping, especially in this rock area. So I will say about $10,000 of the price of this build is just landscaping. So if you take like all the landscaping out, the build only costs about $25,000. Before we get on the inside, I'm just going to go on the outside real quick because this is going to be something that you didn't see in the speed build. So I have my outdoor area right here on one of the rooftops. I did put these pole lights on top of one of the roofs where you can hang out, have a drink. What I was talking about earlier, so this is my little outdoor shower. You can either put like the island living one or honestly one of the base game ones if you don't want to put your bathroom indoors. But I use the university. I don't know, I thought it was just a really cool idea. And then I hid my trash can right behind it. And this is some extra seating under the awning, whatever you call that. And I did use the tiny living furniture in this little outside seating area with the tiny living lamp and the 2 ottomans, which is sized down. I just thought this was a cute area just to kind of be outdoors and just have the nice desert view. All right, so let's go into the inside. We'll start with the black and beige. So you walk in, you have the tiny living portraits with the full-length mirror. To the left, we have our tiny living kitchen. I didn't really decorate it. You want to be careful not to decorate this corner because that is where they prepare the food. I tested it out. They will prepare the food there, but just don't clutter with too many items. And then with the black and beige theme. So it looks very, very small, which it is. It's a 4x4 lot, but your sim still has plenty room. They will still use the bureau, the desk, the bookcase. They will still be able to nap and sit on the Murphy bed, and then when the Murphy bed does come down, it will cover the ottoman. but they will still be able to sleep. Nothing is going to be in the way. And this is the 1x1 bathroom, which is by Sim Arky. I'll leave her video in the link below if you want to know how to do this. Everything fits. Your sim has plenty of space to do all their activities. All right, so let's go into the other 4x4 tiny living home. I love that little awning in the front. So this one's going to be a little bit more colorful. It's not going to be as boring. So already you can see we have the colorful tiny living portraits. And then a mailbox. That's not supposed to be there. Hold on. Miss Blue Hair is really trying to mess me up right now. Okay, Miss Blue Hair. She's been playing with me all day trying to test this build. She really been trying it. So you walk in and then you'll automatically see we have 2 divisions of the room, because it really feels like you have 2 living areas in this really small 4x4 lot. We'll go with the boring stuff first. So you do have the kitchen, and once again, so sorry, Plumbella and Plumbella's mom would not approve. You know the fridge is going to be working overtime just to cool itself down. So sorry, Plumbella. And then back here is, again, the 1x1 bathroom. I didn't furnish this one, but oops, oh well. And like I said, you don't need the shower. You can just use the sink and the toilet, and then you can use the outside shower with your choosing out here. So you come through the walkway, and then you get into the main living area. Yes, everything looks really cramped. It looks really cramped, but your sim will use every single thing in this room. Miss Blue Hair was able to use every single thing in this room. And then when your bed goes down, it does cover this whole area. I'm not gonna lie, it like literally goes through the items, but your sim will still sleep. So it is still able to sleep 4 sims total. So 2 in this house and 2 in the other house. And I did put the tiny living lamp just to brighten up this dark area over here. But yeah, so I went with the orange and purple color scheme, which is my favorite. I think my favorite swatches of this tiny living stuff pack. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed my tiny twin home tour build. Like I said, this does sleep 4 sims. I tested every single item in both of the houses, and everything works. Your sim should have no problems in using everything. So I will upload this to the gallery. If you want to download it, it will be under my gallery ID name, ZoeyZoco. So definitely check my gallery out if you want to download this build. Overall, I'm so loving the Tiny Living Stuff Pack. Like, honestly, I have not been this excited for a stuff pack in a long time. Like, I loved every single item that came in this build. I can see myself using every single item in other builds. And I do have a couple more builds on the way. Sneak peek to my glass tiny home over here. And then the other end, we have this one. So those will come up in the next couple days to like a week. You can follow me on Instagram at the ZoeyZoco or on Twitter, ZoeyZoco. And check out my other Sims 4 videos. And I'll see y'all later. T-dubs.